I have been in the market now for 13 years. I have been trading full-time for almost 9 years now. And there's a few things that if I had to go back in the very beginning of my trading, I would do differently. I wasted a lot of time, to be fair, and there's a few things I would change if I could go back. And today I'll share them in this video so you can save time and get results faster. Let's dive right into it. So we are still in Bali. We're still in this beautiful villa here with a pool. I'll give you a quick look around as we go forward in this video. But what I want to talk about today is what are some things I would do differently if I had to go back and start again trading. There's a few things that I learned too late, a few things that I could have done differently from the start. And if you are learning now to trade or if you're trying to become profitable, you will need these things to get results faster. So hopefully you can get some advice from that. And I'll have some timestamp below so you can just jump around if you want to, save some time and watch the different sections of this video. Now, before we dive right in, if you want to learn my strategy, you want to have a course about how I trade. I have a free course that goes through how I trade with the trend, the exact tools and indicators I use. You can check it out. It's going to be linked below. It's going to be a full video course. It's 100% free. There's nothing to sell there. You can just watch it, learn how I trade, and get some good advice to use in your own trading. Now that this is out of the way, here's what I would do differently if I had to start trading again. First things first is I would make more connections with traders. I made a lot of progress in my journey by talking to traders, by being around people who have achieved what I want to achieve. You know, I've been interviewing traders on my podcast for multiple years now, but this is really how it started. I wanted to be able to have a way to learn from good traders. And there was no one at the time that I could learn from. YouTube was kind of a bunch of traders teaching stuff that would work or wouldn't work, a little bit like today. And there were very few good podcasts about trading. So I had to kind of make my own and find a way to talk with traders. And that was what worked for me. I also went to meetups. I found meetups in my city in Montreal at the time that were a group of traders talking about kind of different things and learning from each other. And that was a really big stepping stone for me to be able to learn from people who are doing what I want to do, who have more experience, and who can teach me things that I wouldn't get from YouTube or from even books sometimes. That human touch is very powerful, and you might not think you can learn from people because now we have ChatGPT, we have all these tools online, which I'll do more videos about soon on how you can use them for your own trading. But understand that there's more to a human connection than there is in anything online. And that can be a lot more powerful than just learning from YouTube, reading books, and using ChatGPT to tell you when to trade and when to get out. So that's of course the first thing. The second thing, and stick around because the last one is very, very crucial, and I'll give you some examples of my own trading. But the second thing I would do differently, if I had to start back from scratch, is I would try to bring up my risk in the sweet spot. I've always been, for the longest time in trading, a very risk-averse person. Maybe not risk-averse, but more careful. I don't want to risk too much. I had times in the beginning of my journey where I lost 20% of my account in a week, and I never wanted to go back there, so I was really careful with the risk. I tend to risk a little bit less than I should, and it took me a long time to be able to increase my risk to a bigger amount. Now, risk management is always going to be a sweet spot. You can be below that, so you can be more risk averse, which means you will miss out on profits. It's going to be harder for you to achieve big numbers, and you might have a slower equity curve. Then there's the opposite, where you risk too much, and that's also a big problem. A lot of people are in that phase, where they blow up their account, they lose a lot of money, they lose profit from account constantly, and that's also a big issue. By the way, if you have an account and you want to see how to recover when you lose an account, I have a video over here in the corner. I'll leave it linked there. You also find it below in the description if you're watching this on your TV or on your phone. That video goes on to how to really recover from funded accounts if you lose them and how to get the right mindset for them. Very powerful stuff, so check it out. But the key thing is you have to have the sweet spot of risk management. Either you're too high or too low, you gotta work on these things. So for me, I had to really work on bringing myself up on risk management. I was too low before. Some people are different. Some people are way too high, they risk way too much. And that sweet spot is very hard to find, but it's in a place where you're comfortable with losing. You don't mind if you lose a trade. It doesn't bother you at all. But also you are making good returns. So you're able to pay yourself a salary from trading, or you're able to live from your trading income. That requires you to be in the sweet spot. Or you can stay lower to build up your capital. That's totally fine. But I wish I made myself a plan earlier to really be in that sweet spot of risk management. Right? You need to have a plan on how much you're going to risk per trade and how you're going to grow your account, how you're going to increase your capital. That needs to be planned out. And as you go forward, as you achieve some things, you can become much better. Stick around, don't leave yet, but you need to watch this video next. I'll leave it linked below, also here in the corner, where Marco Tama talks about the graduation plan. That is such a powerful theme and topic to learn about as a trader. You make yourself a plan on how you're gonna increase your returns, how you're gonna move forward. So you give yourself steps or action items, and once you achieve them, you're able to increase your risk a little bit. You're able to increase your size, or you increase your capital, or you add different markets. You do these kinds of things. This is the stuff that really helped me to level up my trading big time, and I'll leave it linked there so you can watch it. We also have in this video here a template for you on how to do that, and it's very, very powerful. So check it out after this video. Stick around, don't leave yet, but after this video here is done, check it out and it's gonna be very useful for you. It's also going to be linked on the screen at the end of the video, so stick around. All right, here's the big thing. I really, really wish I understood this faster. What style I'm best at and what strategies work best for me. This takes a lot of trial and error. I don't think you can just figure it out from scratch and be good like from day one. But once you know what strategies work well for you and what style is better for you, you can really build a lot of momentum in trading. You're able to trade without much stress, without worrying about your trades. Some people worry a lot because it's too fast for them too. Like there's both ways to it. But once you find that perfect style for you that really makes sense to you, it could be reversal, it could be trends, it could be a mix of both. It could be a higher time frame, a lower time frame. Or for me to really go from trading back then the 15-minute chart to now trading on the daily charts only, that was me figuring out what style works best for me. It took me many years and I was still a very decent day trader, but I found myself much better at daily charts and weekly charts. And now that I only do that, I just have much better returns. I feel less stressed and I feel more comfortable with trading overall. It's just a much more enjoyable experience for me. I also, this is very important, I spent years chasing pure price action, thinking that the only way to make money trading was to follow price action and to learn about price action patterns and use no indicators and only look at the charts and find these levels and stuff. And I got good results at it, but I always felt like it didn't click for me. I always felt like these zones didn't make sense to me. It was kind of a back and forth between me trying to look at zones and then they would change and I had to go back and kind of waste time on the chart. I would spend like 2 hours every week to just analyze the charts, place these levels, look at the price, hit these levels. And my returns were not better than they are today. They were actually worse. Then I moved to using more indicators, eventually coding my own indicators, which I'll have a video coming up on that pretty soon. Make sure you're subscribed to be notified of that video. And I gotta say indicators changed my trading completely. Now, I'm not using them in a way that most people do. I don't put like 5 indicators on my chart. I actually make my own indicator. I code them from scratch based on principles that make sense to me and that I want to use for my trading. And these indicators are spot trades for me. I have alerts set for them. I don't watch the charts very much with that. That's been a huge game changer for me. Coming from someone who loved price action before, who thought this was the way to go forward, who taught this to people for some time, I now see a lot more results with indicators because it's easier for everyone to apply. It's more mechanical. They don't make as many mistakes. And you just usually have better results with a mechanical system than using discretion for most people. So it's been a really big game changer. All right, so here's what's next. I want you to watch this video here on the screen. It's going to be about how to use a graduation plan to be able to set a plan for yourself in trading, to know how to scale up, to know how to build a good income from trading. Check it out. It's going to be here on the screen. But you can also watch this video over here about how I stopped using support and resistance areas in my trading. This was a huge move for me. Saved me a lot of time. Also made me a much better trader. So check it out. It's going to be over here. Watch one of these 2 videos next. And I'll catch you back there right now. Ciao.